This morning, I'm going out to greet the sunrise. It's something I love to do because a number of years ago when I started doing this, I had a spiritual awakening. It just totally changed my life, totally transformed me and my view of the world. There's, of course, many, many wonderful reasons for greeting the sunrise. I would say one of the main ones is that we have a culture since electric light bulbs that is mainly a culture that knows and believes that darkness overcomes light. And it doesn't matter how many times you say the light overcomes the darkness. The reality is that if what your body, your eyes, your nerves, your skin, your muscles, your bones, if the main thing they encounter day after day after day is the evening when darkness overcomes the light, we are a society that knows in our depths that darkness overcomes light. And what is the antidote to that? Well, easy. Just greet the sunrise. Be there and know in your eyes, your nerves, your skin, your bones, your muscles know that light overcomes darkness, which is what your body will believe if it greets the sunrise every day. Hello, hello, hello. It's Chapman. I'm the author of When We Were Gods. Now, this morning I'm taking a special trip through the woods, down the hill to where the water is. You know, most of the time I don't go through the woods, down the hill to the water to greet the sunrise. I just open my front door, make sure I'm not looking at the sun, because that can blind you, and do my sunrise greeting. Quick and easy. But today's a special day because I'm hoping I'm going to see the sun glistening on the water as it breaks the horizon. Of course, if it's not doing that, sunrise is pretty special no matter where you see it. Now, there's a lot of really good reasons for greeting the sunrise. One of the biggest reasons for me is that I feel connected with human beings through the ages, because the electric light bulb is only very recent in our history, whereas most of our history has depended on the sun rising in the morning to give us light for living our lives. And there's even been a ritual in certain cultures where the whole village meets together on a hill every morning and watches the sun rise. It's also a wonderful way of lifting the spirits. Just watching the sun come up, the horizon getting lighter and lighter, and then, oh, there you see the sun there. That is a phenomenally enlightening experience. And today I'd like to share it with you. Here we go now. This is the turn to go through the woods and down the hill to the water. It's something I've been doing now for 30 years, greeting the sunrise. And it came as a result of my hypnosis sessions. in which I'd gone to a hypnotherapist because I had this medical condition that the doctors couldn't help me with. I'd been gaining 1 pound a day. They diagnosed me with a hormonal imbalance, but they said they really couldn't help me. So someone suggested hypnotherapy, and I was pretty much desperate to do anything. So, as it turned out, I did get a cure in the hypnotherapy. I was also willing to do whatever came out of those sessions. And one of the interesting things that occurred in my hypnotherapy sessions was that I had 3 guides. They looked like monks. These 3 men, and they had hoods on, long cloaks, I don't think they communicated by words. It was more telepathically. And one of the things they told me I should do to heal was to greet the rising sun, saying, God is greater. You know, they also told me that I should share this with everyone because it would have profound healing effects on people's souls. So that was 30 years ago. And why haven't I shared it with anyone? Well, it's because it's different. And I have a lot of trouble being different because I want to be accepted. I don't want to be weird. Not only that, one of my guides, one of these monks, and by the way, this is part of why it's been hard for me to share. The 3 monks were Archangel Michael, Archangel Gabriel, and the Christ. And I know there's so many people that think this is so weird and totally dismiss anything of this nature. Nonetheless, it had a profound effect on my life. And one of the monks, the Christ, told me that I needed to share it with other people, that they should know the benefits of what they had been teaching me, that they weren't teaching me just for myself, that I was to share it with other people. So now I want to tell you about that profound experience I had 30 years ago when I'd wake up and greet the rising sun, saying, God is greater 3 times with my arms outstretched. So there I'd be in the morning, standing on the deck. It was cold weather, so with a warm jacket, waiting for that sun to break through the horizon. And then I'd say, God is greater, God is greater, God is greater. I did this, I can't remember whether it was a month, 4 months. It was a while, but I did it every morning because I wanted out of what I was going through. And one morning, when I was saying, God is greater, God is greater, God is greater, I have to tell you, I'm not an especially religious person. Like I said, I would do anything at that time. This morning, I suddenly felt crushed by the immensity of the world and of how small I was in comparison to everything. The natural world, humanity, the earth, the cosmos. I was so very tiny. Oh, it was crushing. And almost immediately after that feeling, I got this wonderful feeling because I now belonged. I belonged to the world, the natural world, to the earth, to humanity, to the cosmos. I had a place in it. I was just tiny, but I belonged. You see, I'd been suffering from this soul sickness. Maybe you want to call it self-aggrandizement, but I believe the reason I'm to tell this to other people is that it's a cultural soul sickness where we pray and then God doesn't give us what we want, that God doesn't exist or God's no good, as if we are greater than God, as if we are greater than the creator of the cosmos. Where we think that because we get what we want, or because we make scientific discoveries, or because we have conquered the earth with new technologies, we are greater than God. We forget that everything we've received, discovered, or conquered was here to begin with. We didn't create any of it. Well, here is the water. As you can see, there's no sun rising over the water as I hoped. However, I noticed that the treetops glow with sunlight, which means the sun is coming up somewhere nearby. Actually, I remembered while walking down the hill that I'd passed a sunny spot, so I went back there now. Sure enough, the sun was preparing to come over the horizon, so I raised my hands and did my sunrise greeting. Remember, once the sun comes over the horizon, you need to protect your vision. Either get something like a tree trunk to blanket the sun, or keep your eyes shut.
God is greater. God is greater. God is greater.
And you know, if you're a person that the word God is very uncomfortable for you and you want to try this, you can also use the Force, like from Star Wars. Or, you can think of something yourself. You can use, what do they say in 12-step programs? A higher power, power greater than myself. Whatever you do, don't say anything like my higher power. This is not about you. This exercise is to awaken you to the reality of how small you are compared to the universe, the force, a power greater than yourself. It is a really transformative, worthwhile exercise to undertake. I encourage you to give this a try. Get out there at sunrise, lift your arms up, say God is greater. See what happens. Give it a month, 2 months. Something profound might come out of it for you as well.